Hello everyone, and we've got an update on the Bering doxing situation, and it seems that we may, this is an important word, may have some inkling as to who was behind the doxing other than Axel Fair, and who was the ones who were facilitating it and allowing it to happen. Now, as you've probably seen in Bering's video, the two names that popped up were of course Danny Courts, a person that I also speculated in my video about the doxing may have been involved, and Christy Winters, a person who I didn't speculate was involved because, well, there was no evidence to suggest that she was involved in the doxing. And two new names also popped up in this video, two new doxers that weren't Axel Fair. It could well be that Axel Fair got the information from them originally and was simply just spreading information they had been passing around themselves. Who knows, but the point is we now have 3 doxers, potentially even 5 rather than just 1. So as you know, Bering got the information initially not from Tim but by Bering Cab, his bastard child. But what you don't know is I was also privy to a little bit of this conversation, only a tiny fraction. Now the reason me and Bering have not said outright that it was Danny Courts and Christy Winters is because in Bering Cab's conversation with Tim says it was hearsay, and of course Bering went to confirm this because Tim himself had not really confirmed it. But when he had asked Tim about it, Bering Cab got a message being told why was he ratted on, which is interesting. Very interesting, Tim. So as you know, I was only privy to a tiny bit of information of that conversation because Bering Cab was rightly being vague with me because this is sensitive information and it may not be true. It could be true. We don't know. But there may be evidence that Christy Winters was behind the doxing, or at least had Bering's information for quite some time now. Now, where do I get this information from? Well, I get it from YouTube, specifically the YouTube comments. Now, I first got this from Bering Cab, but Trainer Jax has also been tweeting this out to warn people to spread the word, and that is that Christy Winters was on the comment section of Kevin Logan's video about the doxing. Further putting you into more shit there, Kevin. And she was saying that she had these details. It was in this Encyclopedia Dramatica page, which is what Bering was talking about. And she was just basically, for some reason, being open about this. And these are the screenshots that show my evidence. Now, the screenshots all come from a particular person by the name of the Sammy Jenkins Experience. Christy has admitted in comments that she had been sitting on your personal information for months. And then Trainer Jax obviously says this is important because it is. And then he goes into more detail and says Bering should check out the comment section of Kevin Logan's video, Bering is a fucking liar, wherein Christy claims to have known all of the information on the ED page and more. She also claims she got the information from Bering's own fans commenting on his videos. While it certainly is plausible, I find it hard to believe she got all of the information that was on ED just from comments, particularly where Bering worked. This wouldn't be the first time Kevin Logan and Christy Winters were linked to malicious doxers. They were good friends of Johnny Horse, who doxed Ozyar. Not unlike what has happened here, Horse also found Ozyar's partner's information and then created fake websites accusing Ozyar of raping her. Now these are Christy Winters' comments on Kevin's video. Kevin, please think about who you're hanging out with. These people are not really good friends, are they? They're not even good people. And she says here, Bering fans will want to take note of this page and its stats at the time I posted this. Bering. This page was last modified on 6th of December 2016 at 4:25 her time. This page has been accessed 476 times. I don't know what HTTKF means. And it's been edited, but I don't know how it's been edited. And that's Christy Winters saying that. And then a person says, wow, Mrs. Winters, I'm actually very shocked and surprised about this comment you posted. And I'm surprised as well because I didn't think she would be so stupid enough to even be open about this because it's got Bering's place of work, or his former place of work, and the town or city in which he lives in. Now further comments happen and Bering Cab, the idiot that he is, has blocked the last one, but it's something else, so I guess what we're really here for is Christy. And she says at Stealth Opinions that Patrick let his fans dox him, plus people knowing his last name meant the person who sent the tweet could have thought it was public knowledge. Further, it seems that no one shared or even liked it, meaning Patrick's own videos had spread that information to more people than someone with around 100 followers for 11 hours. Did he mention that? Also, the comment about introducing him publicly would have spread Danny's info farther in an hour as the website has gotten so far. It was a clear threat to point his fans in his direction. So let's just break this down. How the hell has Bering let his fans dox him? Like, as far as we know, we didn't know his name until Bindu Reddy accidentally doxed him. Now, there has been shown that his name was also on some of his Bandcamp things, like in the song credits, but I don't think everybody actually knew his name. Most people didn't. I certainly didn't know until relatively recently that his name was Patrick. How this somehow shows that he was threatening Danny, even though Danny's information was made public by Danny, is just laughable. She's just clutching at straws there. Now, as you know, Sugar Tits' details have also come out, where lies were spread, a la like a certain shoe-on head and armoured skeptic, where Bering was slandered and defamed as a paedophile, and Sugar Tits was described as a 14-year-old girl held to ransom to write and produce anti-feminist videos. That's even worse than the Armand Gregory one, because at least Jenny McDermott only said that she was underage, even though technically she wouldn't have been underage either in Canada or in New York, but that's neither here nor there. But what's also interesting is that Sammy Jenkins also draws parallels to the Johnny Horse incident. Now, Johnny Horse wasn't the only person behind that. I do believe that Jenny McDermott was also involved in that, and also he forgets that Justin Templar was hacked alongside Bering. Bering was also hacked, as was Sugar Tits, but they've since regained their social media. Now, I didn't know that doxing went that bad. I didn't know that they were getting hacked at all. I was not privy to that at all. Had I known, I definitely would have put that in my video. Now, it must be known that one of the two doxers was mentioning Kevin Logan, Christy, Tim, and I think one other person that could have been wrong, saying thanks for giving him the information. Now, I think one of them may have been Christy Winters, and that could well be true, but in regards to Christy and Kevin and Tim and maybe some other people, they had nothing to do with it. That was simply trying to get Bering and Sugar Tits off the scent of his trail. They had nothing to do with it. I would like to express that. Yes, Kevin basically embarrassed himself, as did the others, in defending Danny Courts and all the others, but let it be known, they did nothing wrong. They're just being idiots. Now, it's very interesting that barely a year after all those things went down, which I covered on my channel, you can check out those videos, that they're doing it again, and this time it's Christy Winters and it's Danny Courts. Now, it makes me wonder whether or not Christy Winters was also involved in the Aussie thing, because they were all linked. At one point, they were all part of the same group before drama tore them all apart. Honestly, this is just an update video, and until new evidence comes out, especially the full conversation between Bering and Tim where all the things were discussed, I'm gonna just leave it there for now, I'd say. Now, what would I suggest we do? Well, I'd say we sit tight and wait for more evidence. We make sure that anti-doxing people on both sides come together and work to stop this bullshit from spreading and from happening again, so that we can get down to just the arguments and nothing more. And when more evidence comes out that fully implicates whoever was involved, we punish them. We don't dox them, we don't do anything like that. We simply ostracize them and make sure they can never do this again, preferably by calling the authorities. But we have to prove it first and show that we have evidence. So until next time, people, stay safe and, of course, stay vigilant. See you later.